So hello and welcome. In this tutorial I am going to show you how to create this kind of animation in Adobe Animate CC 2020. We are also going to be using a little bit of the Photoshop, but I am going to provide you with all of the files that we will create in the Photoshop, and it is going to be in the description. So right now I am on the site freepik, and I am going to get this image, and I'm going to also provide this in the description. So I'm going to hit free download, we will have to attribute the author, and I'm going to save this. So I'm just going to hit save, but I did it, so I will just hit cancel, but you just save it somewhere. Then I will go to the place where I saved this, and it is going to be zip file like this, and all I need to do is right click and choose extract here. This is going to give me some files, and I would like to go with this PSD file. This is Photoshop file. So I'm going to double click, and this is going to open me the Photoshop, and it is going to open the file in the Photoshop. Like so. So right now, we will have to create some kind of selections to get these fruits to the separate layers. And I'm going to provide this, what I am going to do right now, in the description, but you can follow along if you want. So I have these two layers. One of these is the edition, and I'm going to hide this because I do not need the text. And I have the background, and I am going to duplicate the background with Ctrl J. You don't need to duplicate this, but I just prefer to work like this, and I am going to hide the bottom layer. Then I am going to zoom in a little bit with Alt and mouse wheel, and I am going to create the selections. So you are probably going to be with the selection tool, and we would like to go with quick selection tool. The shortcut is W, and if you go in here and click and hold, you have an option to choose Magic Wand tool or quick selection tool. And if you want, let me know in the comment, and I can make some tutorial about selections in the Photoshop. So right now, what I want to do while I'm selecting is to make my mouse, the selection mouse, as big as possible, but don't make it bigger than the fruit that I'm going to select. So this would be too much, but this is okay. By the way, if you want to increase or decrease your selection tool, one of the ways is to go in here and with the slider do it like so, or on the window, if you hold Alt and you will right click and hold the right click, and you can drag like so to the left or to the right, and you can make this bigger or smaller. But if this doesn't work for you, you can go with something like this with the slider. Okay, so I'm going to just click, and it is going to create me the selection. And while I'm on this background copy layer, I'm going to hit Ctrl J, and it is going to duplicate me this the separated layer. I can hide the background, and we are going to have only this. Then I can get maybe this lemon. So I'm going to make my selection a little bit smaller. So Alt and right click, holding like so. And now I'm going to click, and I will have to be on the background copy layer, not on this one layer, because on this layer there is nothing in this position. If I hide this one, this is empty. So you need to be on this background copy layer while you are clicking. So I will click, and it is going to select me everything. If you want, you can zoom in a little bit, make the selection smaller, and click one more time like so, and then hit Ctrl J. Okay, so I'm going to do maybe the strawberry, so something like this. I will click. Again, I will have to go to the background copy layer, like so, and I will click, and I think this is fine, so I'm just going to hit Ctrl J, and we are going to get a couple more of them. So I'm going to get the kiwi. So again, I will have to go to the background copy layer and click like so, and hit Ctrl J. Then I would like to get this orange, like so. Again, I will have to go to the background layer. If you want to deselect, what you can do is hit Ctrl D, and I would like to do this one more time, like so, Ctrl J, And this leaf is probably going to be the last thing that I'm going to get. So I'm going to click like so. Again, I will have to be on this background layer. And it's selected more than I wanted, so Ctrl D, make this a little bit smaller, and like so. Okay, and I'm going to hit Ctrl J. So I'm going to have a bunch of fruits on the separated layer. I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to hide the background layer, and I'm going to have them like so. Alright, maybe I am going to get one more like this. So on the background layer, and I'm just going to click, and I'm going to hit Ctrl J. Okay, so something like this. And now what I want to do is put them to the center, like so. And we are actually going to put them to the new, document. Because I do not want to save this document, I want to leave this as it is, as it was. And I'm going to hit Ctrl N. And I would like to go maybe with 1000 by 1000. This is optional, but I would like to go with maybe something like this. I will hit create. I will go back to this composition. I'm going to select all of them like so. And now I'm going to drag them to the new composition like this. And it is going to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And while all of them are selected, I'm going to hit Ctrl T. And I'm going to scale them down. Okay? Normally, you would create something like smart object, but in this point it doesn't matter. We are not going to be scaling them up, so it's fine like so. Okay, so I have something like this, and now I can hide or delete the background layer. So this is going to be on the transparent layer, like so. And I can go ahead, select them and move them a little bit like so. So I would like to have all of them inside. I do not want to have any of them like this. Alright, fine. Now, I just wanted to show you that there is one option because we are going to be importing this Photoshop layer to the Adobe Animate, and I'm not 100% sure whether this is going to be working for everyone. It should, but in case that you are going to have some issue, one of the ways that you can do is put all of them to the center like so. Hit C or go to the crop tool, and you can crop this like so. Hit enter, and one by one like so you can save the PNG file, and then you would save this one, then you would save this one, and so on. So you can save these images one by one like so, but I will go back a couple of times like this, and I'm going to save this as a whole PSD file, and I will import this to the Adobe Animate. So I'm going to hit Ctrl S, and I'm going to save this in here. I'm going to create new folder, and this is going to be PSD, and I'm going to call this fruit, and I'm going to provide this in the description so you can work along. Now I'm going to open the Adobe Animate. So right now I am in the Adobe Animate, and depending on the version your Animate can look a little bit different, but basically what we are looking for is some button create new. And if you do not see, there should be an option file new, but I think that you should have something like create new somewhere. So I'm going to click this, and it is going to open me a window like this. We have some pre-made options, but we do not need to care about them. What we want to do is go with 1000 by 1000. Later on we are going to scale this down, and I will show you how. Frame rate is fine, and we would like to go with HTML5 canvas. So I am going to hit create. And now, if you are going to have an issue with the PSD file, you can go with file, import to stage or import to library. Import to stage is going to import directly to the stage. Import to library is going to import it to the library, and then from library you are going to put it in the stage. But you would click this and you would get some images. I have 2 images like so, and I could hit open. But what I want to do now is I would like to go to the place where I saved my PSD file, and I'm going to drag the PSD file in the animate like so. Okay, and this is going to give me some options, and at the bottom we have import as a single bitmap image. We definitely do not want to have this one. Convert layers to, by the way, we do not need to change anything. I just want to show you a little bit. We have convert layers to animate layers, single animate layer, keyframes. We want definitely animate layers. We want everything to be on the separated layers. Then we have an option bitmap image with editable layer styles. This could be fine, but this is also okay. We do not have anything to edit in there. Create movie clip, we do not need to have that, so you can uncheck this if this is checked. And compression, that is loosey. You can go with lossless, but I can go with this one because this is going to put it as it is in the published settings in the Adobe Animate. So I am just going to hit import. And I'm going to have all of them in here like so. So first thing that I want to do is go ahead and save this. So I'm going to hit Ctrl S, and I'm going to save this somewhere here. I'm going to create new folder. I'm going to call this banner, for example, and I'm going to call this to be fruit. It is going to be FLA file, which stands for Flash, even though it is animate. So right now we have something like this. And what we can do right now is if you click on the stage and if you are in the properties, you are going to have an option to change the stage color, and you can change this to some kind of ugly yellow color like so, because it is going to look a little bit better. So something like this. Now, what I want to do is I would like to convert all of them to the symbols. Maybe we do not need to, but this is the thing that I do always when I'm animating because it's just what you should do. So one by one, I'm going to click on the fruits. I can start with the lemon like so, and you can go to the modify and choose convert to symbol, or the shortcut is F8. So I will click this, make sure it is movie clip, and you can name this symbol 1, it's okay, like so. And if you go to the library, it should be next to the properties. You are going to have this file which is from the Photoshop and symbol 1, and it is going to be this lemon. And now we can duplicate this as much as we want, and it wouldn't take any more memory, just by the way. But I'm going to do with this with all of them, just F8, okay, F8, okay. And like so, I'm going to convert all of them to the movie clips. So either F8 or go to the modify and convert to the symbol. Right now, I have a bunch of layers and the bottom one is empty. So if the layer is empty, and I know that it is empty because it don't have this kind of dot, the keyframe, so I can just delete this. I'm going to put this lemon to the center, and I'm going to put all of them around like so. Okay, these layers right now, they are not in the order, and we do not need to have them in the order, but if you want, we can start from this one and put it to the bottom, this one to the second position, and like so. But this is really optional, and this would be fine maybe for some other animation, but just for you to know that you can put layers in the order like so. So right now I would like to create new keyframe for all of them. So I'm going to go on the second frame. I am going to click at the bottom, and with shift I am going to select it like so, and I'm going to hit F6. And right now I'm going to position this one, for example, like so. And I'm going to position all of them to the position where was the previous fruit. Something like this. Okay? And then I'm going to repeat this one more time. F6. I can start with this one, like so, and like this, and I can do this maybe 2 or 3 more times. So F6, and by the way, if I move this kiwi, it is going to be below this lemon, it's fine, but some of them maybe are not going to. In that case, you can hide the layer temporarily and so on. But what we want to do is move this like so, and like this, and this requires a little bit of the patience, but not as much, because we can do this pretty quickly. So something like this. Okay, so my orange started in here, so I'm going to put it one more time, and then it is going to be like the full circle. So F6 to all of them, and put it like so last time. So something like this. Okay, and what we could do is, if you want to have the last layer same as first layer, you can select all of them, and with Alt duplicate them like so. But we actually do not want to have this, because this is going to be looping, and this frame would be there twice, at the beginning and then at the end. So I'm going to just go back a couple of times. I just wanted to show you that you can copy layers like so. You can highlight all of them, and with Alt drag them like that. Okay, fine. Right now I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, but I'm going to warn you, this is going to look terrible, and hopefully you do not have epilepsy, because if I hit Ctrl Enter, it is going to look like this. I'm going to very quickly close this. So what we can do is extend these keyframes. So I can highlight all of them like so, and if I go to the end, there should be this kind of double arrow. Hopefully you are going to get it. So if you are in there, you can see it, and the end is going to be a little bit yellow. And now I can drag and hold it like so. And if I go to maybe frame 80, I'm going to have the first keyframe, and then it is going to be same for 12 frames, or maybe a little bit more, 14, and then it is going to change the position, and like so. And the cool thing about this is, like, you can drag this faster or slower. This is really up to you. So I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, and we are going to have something like this. Okay, fine. One thing that I want to show you right now is how you can scale this up and down with all of the graphics inside. Because right now it is 1000 by 1000, and I think that it doesn't look very good, and it would look much more better if it was maybe 600 by 600. So if you go to the properties, you should have in here this option, more settings, and if I click this, I am going to click to the middle, because I would like to scale this from the middle, and there is an option to scale this size, but there is this checkbox, scale content, and if I click this, and I am going to scale this to maybe I don't know, 700 something, and I am going to hit OK. This is going to scale the animate file, and it is also going to scale everything that was inside. So right now, if I hit Ctrl Enter, this is going to be a little bit smaller. Okay, and for example, for the Google Ads, the banner size is 336 to 280. So what you could do, this is just by the way, we can go with maybe 280, like so. So both of the size would be 280. This is like too small, but it's okay. And then I would go to the more settings, and I would get rid of the scale content. I would click this from the center, and the width I would put to, I would go back. So no, I want to go with 280, like so. Then I want to unclick this proportional, and this one should be 336, like so, and OK. And it would just increase the size, and right now we didn't have this scale content. And I'm going to hit cancel, Control Enter, and this would be like the banner size for the Google Ads, if you wanted something like that. You can play with the scales like so. But I will go back to the more settings, scale content, we can keep this ratio, and we can scale this a little bit up like so. And by the way, this is the great if you are creating banners and you would like to create like 7 or 8 sizes of the banners. This is the great tool how you can rescale it at least a little bit. So I'm going to hit OK, and we are going to have something like this. So right now I can just play around and I can continue. So I can go ahead, create new keyframe, F6, and I can put them like so, a little bit closer together. Then move a couple of the frames. This is optional, F6. Now I can put them even a little bit closer together, like so. Then I can create a few more keyframes and now put them a little bit. I do not want to move the lemon in the center. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So I'm going to get them like so. What I can do actually is I can click on this lemon and I can log it so I can't move it. So something like this, then F6 maybe, and a little bit more like so, F6, a little bit more like so, and the last one, they are going to go out of the frame, and then this is going to be all repeated one more time. So something like this. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control Enter, and we are going to have something like this, and like so. And one of the things is like the last keyframe, it is just going to be for one frame, and then it is going to disappear. So what we can do is go in here and click F5 to extend the timeline. By the way, I was doing F6, F5. What you can do is right click and choose insert keyframe. It was F6, or insert frame, it is F5. Insert frame would you just extend the timeline without the keyframe. Okay, so one more time, Control Enter, and we are going to have something like this. And you can play with this. I think this kind of stop motion is pretty cool. So yeah, and you can go ahead and create some kind of text if you want, but yeah, I do not need to do it. Alright, fine. So right now I would like to show you how you can export the files. So I will go to the place where I saved my animate file. So it is in here, in the banner. And right now I'm going to have my FL file, Fruit FLA, and the recovery file. These two files are fine. And then I'm going to have some JS, which is JavaScript, some HTML, and some images. This is made by Adobe Animate. And actually, I am going to delete this, and I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this folder to be index, and I will go back to the Adobe Animate. I will hit File. I'm going to go to the Publish settings. I will click this select Publish Destination, and now I will have to go to the place where I have this. So it is in here. Here is the index. I will go inside, and I'm going to call this one also index. These names are not necessary, but I prefer to work like this. So I'm going to hit Save. I'm going to hit OK. I will hit File, and I will hit Publish. And now if I go in here, I have my animate files in here, and all of the files that I have in here, right now I have in here. So you could just cut them from here, put them inside in here, but it's better to put it like so, because maybe right now I would create some kind of changes, and then I would export it one more time, and we would like have the publish destination to set in this position. Hopefully makes sense. So like this. Okay, and if you would send this to the client, what you would do is on this index file, just right click, send to, and compressed zip folder. Okay, if you want to put this to the Google Ads, there are some additional steps. I can provide a link in the description for the website which explained that a little bit, because there is some kind of code that is needed in there and so on. But one of the things is that this zip file need to be smaller than 150 kilobytes, and in this case it is, because these images, properties, details, no, they have 123 kilobytes, but and this index and JavaScript is pretty small, but when it is compressed, it is like this, 128, so it's fine. So yeah, this is it. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you like this video and you learned something new. This is a little bit different tutorial that I was doing, so hopefully you liked it. If yes, hit the like, consider to subscribe, give a comment, and hopefully I will see you in the next tutorial. Goodbye, take care.